Quick little update. Got springs pulled back out of the Cutlass again. Put some regular small block springs without air conditioning in it. And got a whole lot of stuff going on to that. We got the rear diff pulled out of it. All the other stuff in the rear pulled out. And now we're trying to get the Ford 9-inch to work, because it was supposed to be a bolt-in deal, but apparently it was for a 1976 A body, not a 68 to 72. And everything on the rear diff, including the ears and everything, and the springs saddles are in the wrong spots. So we got to cut all kinds of stuff off of that rear diff and get everything welded back up again. Front suspension put back into the Cutlass again, and we should be able to ready to fire this thing up pretty quick. I want to take you guys through some of our crazy antics that are going on right now. So we pulled out the Oldsmobile rear diff, and this is, you can see I can hold the one side right here and turn. So this is a one-wheel wonder. Super easy to be able to tell when you lift jack up a vehicle. You can turn the one side, and with a little bit of tension on it, it'll go. So this one is going forward on this side, that one is going backwards on that side. That will give you an indication right away that that's an open diff. Checking the RPO codes and then doing a ratio count here. This is a 271 gear ratio in it. Very much not desirable for any kind of performance, and especially with an overdrive transmission, the thing would barely be idling and it would just be a turd on the highway. So we decided that going to get a whole different differential for it, instead of converting this to a posi and changing the gear ratio on it, which you can definitely do. And keep in mind, even though it's an A body, Oldsmobile rear ends are different than Chevrolet rear ends, and so are Pontiac. So the Pontiac is by itself, Oldsmobile is by itself, Chevrolet is by itself. So keep that in mind when you're looking for something. And you can switch them over, though, where you can bolt in a Chevy or a Pontiac differential in it, but there is differences in the rear end. The carrier, the axles, the way that they bolt in. The Oldsmobiles don't have a C-clip in them at all. They just unbolt and the axles slide out. The Chevrolets have C-clips in them. So keep that in mind if you're looking for differential. But this is a Ford 9-inch that was supposed to be for a 68 to 72 Chevelle A-body, anything like that. Well, it turns out it was for a 76 A body, and everything on it is different. So that being said, the spring perches were already on here, and those were welded right directly to the center of the axle. As you can see on our other one here, they're offset forward from that, and so those are in the wrong spot. The upper ears were also in the wrong spot as well, so we tried to put it on there with the link bars and stuff, and that was wrong as well. So we decided that as long as we're going to cut all the brackets and everything off of this and redo it, well, now's the time to make it a little bit narrower. And being as the axles are long enough, we can shorten the axles, no problem. There's plenty of spline on them, so all we have to do is cut the ends of the axles off. Our axles he already had, so this will get 31 spline axles, and we cut the ends off here as well. So these are the ends. These are what they call big bearing Ford ends. So Torino ends, any of your big bodied Ford cars had the bigger bearings on the end, bigger housing area. So we cut those off, and then they were about a half an inch longer than what they are right now. So we machined that off. We counterbored it on the lathe to accept the axle tube right in here, so that holds it centered up and everything, squared up. Our fixture jig will hold that, you know, squared up and tightened up and everything on there. So then we just run a bead all around the outside of it here. So we'll be good to go with that. We cut our pads off, cutting the brackets and everything off right now. We're going to get rid of those, and then we'll have to make up some different bracing for that. And we also cut the top ears off here, and got those cut off and ready to go as well. So we're going to clean those guys up. We're going to clean up some more of the welds on here. We're going to get this thing prepped. And what we did is just narrow it an inch on. And actually, this was a little bit narrower than the a 76 A body is a little bit wider than the 68 to 72, but it was already the same width as the existing rear end, which is 61 inches wide from flange to flange on it. And we're going to cut it down, so we're going to go 59 inches, so it's going to be an inch narrower on each side than the factory was. And we can go probably 2 inches, absolute, probably about an inch and a half, I guess, on each side is about as far as you can go without having to get into your link bars on the bottom and stuff, though, too. So you want that big, fat, deep dish lip and everything. About 59, let's see, you could go 58 and a half, possibly, yeah, you could probably go 58 with it without getting into your link bars down here. So that'd leave you a nice, 3.5, 4-inch lip on your wheel, depending on the size of and the style of the wheel center and everything. But then also you get into the you want that fat deep dish lip. There's not a whole lot of room in those wheel wells. You can fit a 275 tire in that particular car. I've seen a couple of people fit 315s in it, but a 30 profile 18-inch wheel, so it's not as big in diameter. Can be done with rolling the wheel wells on it, but tubbing it is required to get to like a 335, 315 tire or something like that. So now if you want to tub it, now you can get that 335 with that super deep dish lip and everything. That looks just awesome. So definitely possible without getting into the link bars and all that stuff. So that part's pretty cool. Let's get to grinding this thing. We'll get the rest of this rear end cleaned up here and see if we can't get this thing tacked together today. Let's get on it. Alright, I think that ought to probably do the trick. Got all the brackets off of there now. Got our spring mounts. We're going to do something a little bit nicer looking than that, that's for sure. Got a little bit of stuff to do for that. We are going to reuse the upper mounts and stuff here, so I don't know, those will go on there, something like that. And the brackets for the e-brake or whatever the hell these were for, those come off of there. Spare parts. Got our ends all ready to go. We are going to get this thing in that fixture jig and get it cleaned up a little bit more here and everything ready to go. We're going to get this thing in the fixture jig and tack this thing together. Let's get it on. There. Oh, it's easy when you got the right tools for the job. Nice, nice, nice. All we gotta do is get this thing in, welded up now. Let's get her done. Well, we're gonna do a little bit more work and decided to just go grab the rotisserie that we made a while ago with some spare parts that we had laying around, and we're going to try to get this thing welded up now on the ends. Tell you the trickiest part about this for me with the rotisserie is trying to control 2 foot pedals at the same time. The control for the speed for the rotisserie, and then controlling the pedal control for the TIG welder. It's a little tricky actually. So right now we're just going to heat this thing up, kind of preheat it, get the moisture out of here, get some heat soaking into it, because this is a big brick right down here. It's a big heat soak, and then this has got 1/4 inch wall thick tubing as well. So we want to warm this up pretty good before we start welding on it. And that'll start get those molecules all excited to come together as one. Party on, little dudes. pretty much as far as you can go with a 150 amp torch as well. That torch is definitely getting pretty hot right now. I can smell it starting to cook. So liquid cooled 180 amp machine would be, or a 200 amp machine, liquid cooled would be a little bit better, but it does the job. Pretty happy with the old alpha TIG going on right now. And there we go. We got both of our housing ends welded up. And some really sexy purple and gold colors going on. A little rainbow. Oh, taste the rainbow. Not bad. Not bad at all. Digging it. Kind of just starting to get used to this rotisserie. How to two-step, two pedals, makes it a little bit difficult. Don't forget to like this video. Click like, throw me a comment, let me know what you think. Ring the bell for those notifications when we get a new video. We got lots more coming up, guys. A lot of cool stuff coming up. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride.